What were your thoughts as you watched Purdue pull away at the end there?
Well, I will tell you one thing. Braden Smith proved that he is the number one point guard in the country. He controlled that game from minute one. He controlled the tempo, and that's very hard to do against an Alabama team that plays so fast. I thought he was going to need to score tonight in order for them to win, and obviously he needed to. They did a great job on Lawyer. He wasn't able to get off many looks. And I know one thing, they're happy Ren is back because he was terrific.
Randolph, you muted, my man. I think we lost Randolph's mic, so we'll check in on that. Coach, I'm right there with you. I thought Braden Smith was
Yeah.
it was dynamic to say the least, man. And in that environment too, late in that game, they knew exactly who they were going to play through, and that was the difference. In Alabama, at times in key moments, you got Williamson shooting threes, you got Allen running through shooting 1-foot runners at times. Alabama's still trying to find itself and figure things out. Purdue's continuity, I think, came to roost here, and then having Kaufman run in that game, obviously don't win it without him. Like the physicality, they punked the Crimson Tide, 52-28 in the boards, 19 offensive rebounds. They really couldn't clip. The best way to get going offensively for Alabama is to run. We know that. Well, you got to rebound the ball first and foremost. They really couldn't do it. And again, credit to Purdue. They were just more physical than them, had the two best players on the floor, and they both showed out. Randolph, you back in here? We got your mic.
Y'all try. That's Dagan trying to take me out, man. That's all it is.
Don't silence him.
He's trying to take me out. No, you guys are going again, and I missed you the last segment of it. But when you came to me, I was surprised that they dominated them so much on the glass. You know, when you play against Alabama in the way that they play, they're going to take threes, they're going to make threes, but you can't put them on the free throw line, and you can't give them twos, you can't give them layups. What I thought, Purdue did a great job. Their game plan was solid. Obviously, give them threes, they're going to take them anyway, but they controlled the paint, man, dominated the game. Only gave up 10 free throws for the game. And it's you just had the feeling that they were going to win the game. They were in control the whole way. I thought Alabama had its spurts and its moments, but I didn't think for a second the way Braden Smith was controlling the game that they'd ever lose it.
Coach, in terms of how they guarded some of the ball screen stuff, and at times they were playing drop coverage, and they blitzed a couple in the middle of the second half, which he turned one over. I thought they were going to keep doing that. Then they switched. Like, how do you feel about the ball screen coverages? It's so hard because he's already seen them all and he's handled them all so well. But how do you feel about how they covered him, particularly in that middle pick and roll, which is almost what they did exclusively down the stretch?
Well, I think what happened, both teams were playing drop coverage. They both thought that was going to be good for them. And then both teams' guards started snaking that drop coverage and then getting to the basket or dropping it off. I thought the biggest key in the game, with about 6 minutes left, Purdue went back to their high ball screen, hook action, screen the big guy into a ball screen, which allowed Ren to get the short rolls and then let him be the playmaker and take it out of Braden's hands a little bit because they were trapped.
Yeah, they led it to one wide open three and then a layup. I mean, that was that little spurt he had, and he was playing through some issues. I mean, right after that, he came out of the game. He was kind of dragging that left leg. He had the thorough gun on him. He was trying to work on something, but he played through it. RC, what did you think of how they tried defensively to manage Smith and Ren in that pick and roll action?
I mean, you couldn't necessarily stop it. I think that the game plan, both teams were just trying to say, hey, we're going to control the other guys. And it was no different than, same thing we talked about with Alabama. It's like, hey, we're going to give them threes. We can't stop from getting threes. I think they did a good job with everyone else. It was like, hey, we're going to single up everyone else with Kaufman and Ren inside, try to make it tough for him. Braden Smith, chase him over the screens. You can't do anything because you're trying to match up. Because if you start trying to help too much, then big man, Clough's going to run down the lane. He's going to beat you up on the glass. You didn't want Fletcher Lawyer getting going from behind the three-point line. So, I mean, it was just a high-level game, man. It was a hell of a game. Both teams played well. I just think that the biggest difference is Purdue just controlled the paint. They dominated the glass and controlled the paint. When they needed to get one stop, they did rebound the ball. I thought they just manned the paint. Just that physicality was a little too much for Alabama.
One thing I thought they could have done, Dalen, I thought they could have stayed with the trap. I thought if they trapped and then clogged the hole and make Cox or somebody else try to go score, and maybe that would have took Purdue out of their rhythm. But once they went back to their high ball screen stuff and started feeding it to the short roll guy, it spread out the whole court. And now it's really hard to guard because you're either going to give up a layup for him, a lob to the other big, or a pass to the corner three. That's very, very hard to guard.
Yeah, I thought they were going to try to continue to blitz. At least if they had that success in back-to-back possessions, I thought they might continue to do it. But it's not easy to do that and get your guys set and make them blitz them and then have guys rotating properly. And again, this is a team that's being put together in different ways. I will show you one possession I thought was really interesting too is when Amari Allen a freshman, got matched up on Smith, and looked like it was kind of intentional. It shows great coaching. Painter ran away, took Smith off the ball. He runs it off a staggered out of the corner. And I mean, you guys remember this. Anytime I had a freshman like the beginning of the season, I'm like, this is great. Like, you're going to get an open look, especially coming off like down screen. He lost him right away. You're trailing him by 15 feet. He's yelling help. He comes right around that, bangs a three. And that every time there was a moment where Alabama's crowd got into it and you seemed like the momentum was changing, there was an execution. They executed in some way, in some form by some of those key guys, usually Smith ball in his hands, or get an offensive rebound and keeping that possession alive. It was pretty clinical, especially on the road. When you guys watch him play, RC, I mean, obviously, we'd just seen them play against Oakland last week without TKR, and they didn't particularly look great. We heard about the Kentucky, and then you saw the Kentucky exhibition. There were questions there. Are all questions kind of answered with Purdue, given the fact they just went in there and beat Alabama on their floor?
I think they showed you why they were number one. And I think some of the execution that they run, it makes it really hard because you don't know what they're going to do. Like, they run a side ball screens. We're talking about that. But the play you're talking about, they run the pin down dribble handoff, and Braden Smith gets the ball in the middle of the lane. So you can't down it, right? Yeah. So you're talking about one of the best coaches in college basketball, man. So you can't predict what they're going to do. You just got to go out there with a philosophy of, hey, if they're on the side, we're going to blitz it. But you can't blitz a dribble handoff, in the sense of after a pin down. I mean, you're just so vulnerable when you do that because after that, they're pinning down for the other guy as well. So, unless you were prepared to give someone else an open look, they make it really hard. Both coaches do that, man. This was a high-level game. I think it's probably the best game that I've seen so far this year.
Without a doubt. Coach. The continuity, the way they played, the way they stayed focused defensively and offensively, that was a Final Four type game. That was a NCAA tournament game with a high-level atmosphere. I thought it was terrific. The one thing I will say is Oakland makes everybody play ugly when you play them because Oakland's style of Campy, his style of play is to play that 1-3-1 matchup zone, run around, chase you. So now you just got to kind of play out of how they're guarding you. You can't really run sets against it. All those things. They didn't have Ren, so you knew it was going to be a tough game for them. Because Purdue wants to play inside out. They don't want to play shooting all threes. I know they shot a lot of threes early on, but that's not really their style. They want to play inside with Ren.